here. We are live. What is going on, everybody? Having a little fun here on a Thursday, almost to the weekend. We're almost there, baby. It is GunzPicks, and it is the Breakin Ankles show. Daily college basketball picks for you guys to feast on a daily basis. And I am ready to go, ready to bang, and we're going to hit some of these late night plays. It is the West Coast Thursdays. We get plenty of games on the 11 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and 10 o'clock slate. So I had to do it a little bit later today. Had some family obligations. Wish I could have done it a little bit earlier at the 6:30 time like I normally do. However, life happens. And I decided to go with the Hilltoppers hat today. I haven't pulled this one out in a while. No correlation to any picks today. I don't even think the Hilltoppers are playing today. But I just wanted to wear the hat because it matched the shirt. But I wanted to make sure that everybody that's watching this live, whether it be on Instagram, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Twitter, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I beg you, to the GunzPicks channel. If you're on Instagram, come over to YouTube. If you're on Twitter, come over to, or X, whatever they call it now, come over to YouTube. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so you know every time that we go live. So I got 4 bangers for you tonight. We went 2 and 3 last night. Had a tough one with New Mexico. All the games won. All the guys won. If we went money line parlay on all those plays, we would have cashed some tickets because LSU won outright. Came back for 15 down, climbed back, won the game. So let's get into the plays that paid the bills here. And we're going to start this off with the 9 o'clock game. All right. We're going to go over to First National Bank in Jonesboro, Arkansas. If you don't know where that is, that's where Arkansas State, the Wolves, play. And we're going against the Trojans. On the road. Troy is on the road against Arkansas State. We're going with the favorite here, -2. Arkansas State, 1.5 unit play. 9 p.m. is the tip. You break down these two teams statistically, well, I got to tell you, let's just talk about it here. You got Troy ranked 130th in KenPom. You have Arkansas ranked 145th in KenPom, but you have Arkansas as the favorite here. Offensively, you got to look at Troy, 162nd in offensive efficiency, 210th in field goal percentage, 23rd on offensive rebounds, 181st in free throws. Arkansas, on the other hand, much better defense. They are 61st in offensive efficiency, 109th in field goal percentage, 39th in offensive rebounds, yet they're not a good free throw shooting team. A little scary there, 256th in the country in hitting their free throws. On the defensive side of the ball, Arkansas's defense is terrible, 291st in defensive efficiency, where Troy is 113th in defensive efficiency. And you're asking yourself, Guns, why are you taking Arkansas State? Well, I like the scoring for Arkansas State. They're ranked 38th in offensive scoring. They average 87.7 points per game at home, so they are a good home team, while Troy is a good scoring team as well. Ranked 73rd in offensive scoring, but on the road, the offensive production drops. They average 80.5 points per game overall this season, but 71.7 points per game on the road. So they're a worse road team than they are a home team. Then you have Arkansas running hot lately. If you actually look at the numbers there, in the last 6 games, they're 5-1 straight up in that span. And these two teams did meet like a week ago. I mean, I'm literally, they met on the 15th of February. Troy went up against Arkansas. Arkansas State beat them 82-71, and Arkansas State was 6.5-point dogs in that game. But now you see the line flip the other direction into -2, 2.5. Depending on what line it is, it's an 8.5-point swing on this here, folks. Arkansas State has dominated in this rivalry too, so that's why I'm taking Arkansas State in here. They've covered 6 out of the last 7 games. However, I am a little bit nervous on the fact that Troy has won 4 out of the last 5, but the line correlation is too much to bear on this one, especially when you look at this game. You have a Troy team that's on the road. They're 18-9, 11-3 in the Sun Belt. They're a dog on the road versus this Arkansas State team that is 13-14, 8-6 in the Sun Belt. Raises a red flag to me. Why is this Arkansas State team favored? I just think this team just matches up better. They play Troy well. It's historic. Arkansas State typically covers against them, and now they're favored against them. They're usually typically a dog, 6.5 points a week ago. Now they're -2 against this Troy team now. So I'm going to take Arkansas State here, -2 as a 1.5 unit play to start us off for the show. Yes. Late night bangers is all we do. So let's get into some late night degenerate action coming up here tonight. We're going to go take a little trip at 10 p.m. East. Walter Pyramid is the spot, and we're going to Long Beach. Putting together, like my homie DOC. So much drama in the LBC. It's kind of hard being big GUNZ. How'd I do that? Pretty good. Cal State Bakersfield is going on the road. They're going to play Long Beach State. 10 p.m. is the tip. And I'm going to be going with Long Beach State on this one, minus 10.5. 1.5 unit play. Let me tell you why. I'll tell you what. This Cal State Bakersfield team is terrible on both sides of the ball. Offensively, they're ranked 274th in offensive efficiency, 327th in field goal percentage, and 205th in the country in free throw percentage. On the defensive side of the ball, doesn't get any better. 225th in defensive efficiency, 175th in defending shots, and 335th in defensive rebounds. So they don't get the rebounds. They give a lot of second chance opportunities. And quite frankly, they just don't defend well altogether. With a bad defense, Long Beach State should be able to put up a lot of points on this one. They've put up 75 points or more in their last 5 games. They're 61st in the country in scoring. Bakersfield, Cal State Bakersfield, on the other hand, ranked 309th in scoring, and they're 10 points worse when they between home versus away. They on the road by 10 points. They're putting up at home, so they're putting up 62.9 points per game on the road than they are at home. And it's a revenge game. If you remember, if you actually go look at the box scores, Long Beach State lost to Cal State Bakersfield 82-76 as 3-point road favorites. And now the line has shifted egregiously to the 10.5 mark at home for Long Beach State. That tells you that there's a revenge factor in there, and this kind of stems into what I deem to be a Long Beach State blowout. Also, you got to look at the series on this one. Long Beach State has dominated the series versus Cal State Bakersfield, going 4-1 straight up and ATS in the last 5 meetings. So Cal State Bakersfield did break that in the last game, beating them outright as a 3-point dog. Short line should have told the story there. And now you got Long Beach getting to that line that they're supposed to be at. Double-digit favorite here at home. Long Beach is the spot. Get it done here, Long Beach State. Give me that minus 10.5, 1.5 unit banger, baby. Chat's bugging. EQ in the building. Says he doesn't matter what time I go live. He's joining. Let's go. So if you're watching this live, please get into the chat. Hang out. Let's talk some ball. I want to talk about the late slate. There's a lot going on here tonight, especially between 9 and 11. And speaking of late, let's go to the next play on the board because we have a couple late ones here, baby. And I'm going to end this off with I'm going to start with Loyal Marymount going on the road versus Santa Clara. 11 p.m. tip, Levy Center, Santa Clara, California is the spot. I'm going to go Santa Clara minus 9.5, 11 at 1.5 unit play on that one. Santa Clara really has been playing well. They're 7-1 ATS in the last 8 games, competing versus some really strong teams. You look at the teams that they played in their conference. They just lost by 1 point to San Francisco. They played St. Mary's right down to the wire, lost by 5. St. Mary's, one of those bubble teams and Cinderella teams that could potentially do some damage in the tournament, and they played right up to their level. When you look at Loyola Marymount, or LMU, as I call them, so I don't trip over my words. They lost to Santa Clara 68-57 in the first matchup. 2-point home. They were 2-point home favorites in that game. And now the line is completely shifted to the other side here for Santa Clara, minus 9.5 now. So you got the big line swing from game A to game B. And then you just got LMU struggling as of late. They lost their last 6 games, 1-5 ATS in that span. And of course, LMU underperforms as a double-digit dog. They're currently 1-3 ATS as a double-digit dog, losing by an average of 18 points per game. So now the line is set as a double-digit dog again. And you know what happens with them. Well, actually, it's close to a double-digit dog. Great. I got it minus 9.5. I've seen 10s out there. I'm just treating it as such right now. It's not single-digit, but double. I think Santa Clara gets it done here. I think it's they're just going to continue to gain that momentum going all the way into their conference tournament in the WAC. Give me Santa Clara minus 9.5. Let 1.5 unit play, and that game does tip off at 11 p.m. East. Let's go. Hit the horn. Sox Nation saying Arizona by 15 plus. Can't talk you off that one. Can't talk you off that one. I don't disagree with you there. It's not on my board, not on my card, but I don't disagree with you. The only thing that's keeping me off there is every time I see Arizona as a double-digit favorite, I get scared because they just don't. They typically don't cover those type of numbers. I don't know why they get so close. It gets right down to the wire. Something happens, and then you just realize you're on the wrong side of the number, and it's gone. So yeah, do I agree that they're gonna win that game and conquer and win by double digits? Absolutely. Are they gonna win by the number? I don't know. So I left it off my card, but I would say Arizona are pass for that one. Sox Nation. All right, I got one more play for you. Let's go into speaking of the Pac-12. Let's talk to Pac-12 ball after dark. We're going to the 11 p.m. slate once again. Maples Pavilion, where the trees are grown for the Cardinals here at Stanford, California, going up against the Oregon Mighty Ducks. And I'm going Stanford to win this game outright. Money line minus 115 is the play. Key to this game, Stanford shooting versus this Oregon shot defense. If you actually look at the score shooting, Stanford is exceptional. Ranked 26 in field goal percentage, 9th in three-point percentage, 46 in free throw percentage on the charity stripe. Ugh. There we go. Oregon is on the other side of the ball with the defense. Oregon is 202nd in defending shots, 213th in defending the three, 211th in allowing opponents to the line. So there's bad numbers there for Oregon going into this road game. Then you got Oregon 1-5 ATS in the last 6 games, 2-4 straight up as a dog. They're sitting as a dog right now at +1, I believe. And they're 4-2 ATS in that span, but those are because they have larger numbers than just winning the game. Then you got to look at Oregon on the road, the numbers that they put up. There's a big difference from what they do at home. Defensive scoring goes up. So they average, their opponents average 67.8 points per game at home, 76 points per game on the road. Then on the offensive side, there is a drop off there, a little bit of a drop off. I think their defense is more effective than their offense. They average 77.6 points per game at home, 74.8 points per game on the road. But you look at the matchup, every time Stanford and Oregon get together, Stanford typically covers the spread. Stanford has covered 5 straight versus Oregon. Then you got to look at the situation here. So when you look at it from the statistical elements, Oregon's a better team. Oregon's 62nd and rated in KenPom, whereas Stanford on the other side, 96 rated in KenPom. So there's a little bit of a spread there. However, you have Stanford as the favorite. Red flag. That's why I'm taking Stanford on this one. I think they're going to play well. Typically, I like them as a dog, but I think with how Oregon does on the road, ATS wise, and the shooting that Stanford can do, especially at home, going against an Oregon defense that doesn't really play on the ball well, doesn't defend shots well, I think Stanford gets it done. I think Stanford wins this game outright. That's why I'm taking just on the money line here. Give me Stanford, money line, minus 115, 1.5 unit play, baby. Bang! What ASU? Public favorite. Oh, what about ASU tonight? They are playing Washington, correct? It's on my card. I'll tell you what. I didn't do a write-up on this one. I did give it to the Slack people. I'll make it my 5th play. All right? I'm going to do this a cappella. Okay, I will say this. Washington is the play. I did take them on the money line minus, I think it was minus 130. They were minus 2.5, I believe, favored on the road. Arizona State, to me, is just not a great team. They're not a great covering team. They're not a backable team. However, you look at the Washington side of the ball, and every time they compete against Arizona State, they typically win those games. I can't remember what the spread is. I think they covered the last 6 or 7 versus Arizona State. They were 7.5-point favorites in the last game, and they blew them out. The line did shift downward, but they're on the road this time. I don't think it shifted enough. I think this this Washington team gets the job done and against this Arizona State team. So I like Washington on the road. Give me Washington on the money line, minus 130. So there's a 5th play. Bang. So I'm going to break this down. Those are the 5 plays that we're going to be doing tonight. Anybody else got anything? I was like, yeah, Arizona State, they stink on ice. I'm not going to use your language. I'm trying to keep this clean for the families. And then E says, bang! All right, let's break this down. Let's give the recap for the games. Let's cash some tickets. We got to sweep the board. 2 and 3 is unacceptable. Then we went 3 and 2. We're going 2 and 3, 3 and 2, 3 and 2. It's like we're bouncing back and forth. I don't like it. I need to get a big day today, so I'm going to do it right now. Arkansas State -2 is the first play. Then we're going to go Stanford money line versus Oregon. We're going Long Beach State, double-digit favorite at home, -10.5. And we're going to go Santa Clara -9.5. And, of course, Sox Nation made me add a play, and we'll throw it on the card. Why not? Give me Washington. Money line -130, I believe. I got that at 1.5 unit play as well. Those are the plays that pays. Let's cash some tickets. Let's dominate the board. And as always, let's keep dancing. I'll be back tomorrow, 6:30 sharp. Put it on your calendars. Like, subscribe, all that happy. Get it done. Let's cash. Bang, boom, pow. See ya. Peace.